gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull.
Right now, the offline mid to high-end smartphone segment is essentially a three-horse race between OPPO's Reno series, Vivo's S50 lineup, and today's main focus, the Honor 500 Pro. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Since the Vivo S50 series wasn't officially available at the time this was written, most of our comparisons will be with the OPPO Reno15 Pro. The Vivo S50 Pro Mini will only be mentioned in terms of specs for now, with more detailed testing coming later. Let's start with the design. The OPPO Reno15 Pro and the Honor 500 Pro clearly take very different design approaches. OPPO sticks to its signature style, featuring a handwritten Reno logo on the camera module, which handwriting fans will probably appreciate. The white version also comes with a starry bow design that some of my colleagues absolutely love. Personally though, I'm more drawn to the brown version, which feels a bit more refined and premium. The Honor 500 Pro, on the other hand, goes for a very distinctive look with its racetrack-shaped camera module on the back, giving the phone a clean and elegant overall appearance. Among the available colors, I personally prefer the black version. The Vivo S50 Pro Mini shares some similarities with the Honor in its overall layout, but the details of the camera module are different, resulting in a more mixed visual style. All three phones follow this year's popular design trend, featuring metal frames and flat displays. When it comes to the screens themselves, the specifications are quite similar across the board. Each brand offers a 1.5K resolution panel with a 120Hz high refresh rate, and overall brightness levels are also comparable. This really highlights how competitive display quality has become in the roughly £350 price range. That said, Honor has clearly pushed further in terms of eye protection. Its Oasis eye protection technology includes features like sleep aid display modes and defocus vision reduction, and it also supports ultra-high frequency 3D840Hz PWM dimming at low brightness. This is especially helpful for users who are sensitive to screen flicker. I've personally been using the Honor 500 Pro to watch videos and read novels before bed over the past few nights, and I haven't experienced any noticeable eye fatigue. Still, I want to remind everyone that using your phone in complete darkness isn't a good habit if you really want to protect your eyes. On top of that, the Honor 500 Pro's touch sampling rate has been improved compared to the previous generation. Combined with enhanced control options in the game assistant, this makes in-game actions feel more responsive and precise. And since we're already talking about gaming, performance is an area we can't skip. The OPPO Reno15 Pro uses the same Dimensity-8450 chip found in the Reno14 Pro. The Honor 500 Pro is powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite, while the Vivo S50 Pro Mini comes with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. Just to clear up any confusion here, Honor's Snapdragon 8 Elite is a previous generation flagship chip, whereas Vivo's Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 is positioned as a second-tier flagship in the current generation. The top-tier chip used in today's flagship phones is called the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. Yes, the naming is confusing, and honestly, Qualcomm deserves some criticism for making things harder than they need to be. Getting back on track from a hardware standpoint, the OPPO Reno15 Pro does feel a bit conservative compared to the other two. In real-world gaming tests with esports mode enabled and Honor's 120fps high graphics settings, the Reno15 Pro managed an average of 120fps with a power consumption of 3.52 watts. However, once we moved to a heavier title like Star Trek, its limitations became obvious. The average frame rate dropped to just 42.6 ps, with power consumption rising to 5.1 watts. In the recently popular Delta Force, it reached only 101.1 FPS. This makes its performance a bit hard to justify, especially when even the standard Honor 500 can average 108 FPS in Delta Force, and the Honor 500 Pro pushes even further. The Honor 500 Pro delivered nearly 119.9 FPS in Star Trek, while still maintaining a solid average of 55.2 FPS with a power draw of 6.4 watts. In Genshin Impact, it ran smoothly at a full 60 FPS with power consumption of just 4.27 watts. This strong performance isn't only thanks to the chipset itself, but also to Honor's Phantom Engine 3.0 technology. This system can even overclock Genshin Impact from 60 FPS up to 90 FPS, making gameplay noticeably smoother. At this price point, it's fair to say that the Honor 500 Pro is one of the few phones that truly delivers high-end performance rather than just meeting basic expectations. When it comes to battery life, the Honor 500 Pro has a clear advantage with its massive 8,000 mAh battery. Both OPPO and Vivo stick to 6,500 mAh batteries instead. In real-world usage tests, the Honor lasted 9 hours and 20 minutes, while the OPPO Reno15 Pro managed 8 hours and 20 minutes. That extra capacity definitely makes a difference. As for charging, both phones reached similar charge levels after 15 minutes of fast charging, but the OPPO completed a full charge roughly 10 minutes faster. It's also worth mentioning that even the standard Honor 500 comes equipped with the same large 8,000 mAh battery. When it comes to imaging, the camera hardware setups of these three phones are shown here, starting with the Honor 500 series. On the Pro model, the ultra-wide camera is slightly behind what the Vivo S50 Pro offers, but the main camera, which is what most people use day to day, really stands out. It packs a massive 200 megapixel sensor, supports CIPA 5.0 optical image stabilization, and also benefits from a larger sensor size. The Vivo S50 Pro Mini's biggest strength is its telephoto lens, while the OPPO Reno15 Pro sits somewhere in the middle without any standout advantage. As for real-world photo results, I'll show you some side-by-side samples from the Honor and OPPO phones. Honestly, as long as the image processing doesn't go wrong, phones in this price bracket already deliver very solid results, and the differences aren't huge. That's also why over the past couple of years, many mid to high-end phones have focused more on imaging features rather than purely promoting image quality. A good example is OPPO's GIF stitching feature, which can merge multiple live photos into a single GIF and even create a viral style effect. My colleagues really enjoy using it, and the Honor 500 Pro also supports the same function. I'll use the same set of photos for a simple comparison here. Which one do you think looks better? It's fair to say that Honor has clearly caught up in imaging this year. By the way, Honor's GIFs can now be shared with Honor, Huawei, and iPhone devices without issues. However, when you send them to other Android phones, the GIFs end up mirrored. This isn't just an Honor problem. Other Android brands face the same limitation. At the moment, the only workaround is passing them through an iPhone first. Hopefully, manufacturers can work together to build a smoother GIF sharing solution across Android devices soon. Coming back to the OPPO Reno15 Pro, it doesn't just offer the live GIF features I mentioned earlier, it's also very strong when it comes to live streaming. The front camera uses a custom 100-degree wide-angle lens developed by OPPO, which helps reduce motion blur and supports autofocus. On the back, the camera system includes a specially upgraded stabilization module designed with live streamers in mind. It even supports bypass charging during live broadcasts, which helps control heat buildup. In terms of everyday features, all three phones come with infrared, NFC, dust and water resistance, and wireless charging. The Honor model also supports 27-watt wired reverse charging, which makes sense considering its huge 8,000 mAh battery. With that much capacity, it's only fitting that it can share some power with other devices. To wrap things up, let me quickly summarize the strengths and weaknesses of each phone. The OPPO Reno15 Pro has my favorite design out of the three, and OPPO has gone the extra mile by offering magnetic accessories specifically for live streaming, which is a nice touch. On the downside, the fingerprint sensor sits a bit too low, and an ultrasonic fingerprint solution would have been a better choice. The Honor 500 Pro uses an ultrasonic fingerprint reader placed in a more comfortable position. It also has a side-mounted AI button that can be assigned to various AI functions or used as a camera shutter. That said, I hope future OTA updates will allow more customization for this button, such as quick access to memos or voice recording. Another area that could use improvement is the vibration motor, which feels relatively weak and hopefully will be upgraded in the next generation. As for Vivo, since we haven't received a retail unit yet, we won't comment further. Overall, based on our testing, the Honor 500 Pro stands out with clear advantages in performance, battery life, and eye protection. Its imaging quality and feature set have also caught up, giving it more than one standout strength and truly living up to its Super Pro positioning. In the 3,000 yuan price range, it remains highly competitive and raises the bar for this segment. The standard Honor 500 also keeps many of the Pro's key advantages, including the 8,000 mAh battery and the 200 megapixel main camera, making both models solid choices. While the OPPO Reno15 Pro falls a bit behind in raw performance, it makes up for it with excellent design, premium feel, rich imaging features, and dedicated tools for live streaming. If those aspects matter most to you, it's still worth considering. All right, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.